Welcome to It Happened in Grand Prairie, Texas. We're delighted to see you in our viewing audience and hope you'll stay with us because we have the most majestic team in the city of Grand Prairie, Texas as our guest today. And first of all, we have the very magnificent, His Honor, the Mayor of Grand Prairie, Texas, Charles England. And welcome to the set, young man.
Thank you, Ruthie. Thank you. I love that introduction. I need to come more often.
But you deserve every bit of that and bowing 3 times to the east and all of the other good things because you are our mayor and you didn't just come on the scene. You've been here a long time, but you brought a friend with you today.
I did, and I'm not bowing 3 times.
You're not going to bow. You're not.
I can assure you.
But you're going to tolerate him today. You're going to tolerate him today. And Mr. Tom Hart, we're delighted to have the exceptional city manager of the city of Grand Prairie, Texas.
Well, thank you, Ruthie.
Welcome to the set, young man.
Always fun to be with you.
Oh, it's real fun to have you two together. And you aren't competitors, but you are. And it's wonderful that you compete together for almost the same things every time. And I very seldom see the two of you together that you're not pretty happy campers. And you have a smile on your face. And all of that is so good for the city of Grand Prairie, Texas. So I wanted to give you a welcome from one of the lower members of the cast at the city council level. And thank you all for agreeing to be here today. And we want to talk about something that's near and dear to your heart, hopefully, as it is to mine. And that is celebrating this 100th anniversary of the incorporation of the city of Grand Prairie that happened, first of all, the election happened in 1909 on March the 20th, and it passed. It didn't pass the first time they did it the year before, but finally they got what they wanted and got us on the road again. And you all have really done a magnificent job, and so I'd like to begin with the mayor. I know, Mayor, you're not much to keep up with the history thing. You say that belongs in some other bailiwick, but you have taken a real great interest in this. And we're so proud of you and the things that you've done to help us really significantly document this thing. And so of all of the things that we've done this year to celebrate, what would be one of the ones or 2 of the ones that you think you'd like the best?
Well, Ruthie, 2009's been a good year for the city. Been a very challenging year, as we all know. I mean, the country is not in the best condition we've ever been as far as economics are concerned.
It's kind of a mess, isn't it?
It is, but Grand Prairie didn't dodge that completely. But I've got to say that we fared better than a lot of our neighbors, a lot of the cities in this state and in this country, and we were able to do a lot of things that I'm very, very proud of, and there's too many to enumerate, but I guess I can start down on East Main with the new overpass. It's built over Main and the railroad tracks in Jefferson. Now 1382 is now thoroughfare from Highway 67 in Cedar Hill all the way to the Airport Freeway, and that's really a boost for Grand Prairie. There's no backup of the railroads anymore on 1382. I think that's a very important development for Grand Prairie. 161 as we know is under construction, but the service roads are almost complete, and we've got a couple of challenges there to connect the service roads on the north and south ends around Jefferson and the railroad, Main Street. But Tom and I are working with TxDOT and TTA. That's going to be, hopefully, we'll get that resolved pretty quick. It's with the new police station, the new summit, I'm not allowed to call that a senior center, so I'm not going to call it a senior center, but the seniors are certainly going to be welcome there. And I can tell you that when we started building that, we started that with that in mind, and it's grown to something young active adults. Active Adult Center, I believe is what we're really going to call the Summit. Great name for it, because the Summit meaning the top of the mountain, and I think when people see the new Active Adult Center that they're going to just be amazed at what a great facility it is. I think we'll be the envy not only of this area but of the whole country for a facility like that. And the new police station it's certainly the latest technology and for safety, and great location. The fire administration and police will both will share that building with the new city jail, and that's going to be very, very I don't guess you call it jail upscale, but it's going to be the latest in technology that everybody can be safe and that's around that facility. So there's so much going on. We're about to get some of these roads that we've been under construction. It seems like too long, are about to be connected. Arkansas Lane mainly is about ready to be opened. I think Barden Road is now completed from all the way to 360, right adjacent to the new high school. The new high school, even though Tom and I didn't do much about that or the council, I'll take credit for it though.
Oh, that's good.
That's a beautiful
Always
new,
take credit, Mayor.
High school right across from the adult center. 161 is not even complete and it's already booming. So I'm excited about Grand Prairie, about the future. We've been very blessed. The town continues to. We're not as growing like we were, but sometimes it's okay to slow up a little bit and kind of sit back and take a look at things, and that's what we're doing.
Mr. Tom, about the happening of the 100th anniversary, I'd like to hear your view on something about that, because that is a very, very significant happening in Grand Prairie, Texas, and it won't happen again ever. And what do you think about that?
Well, I think it's an exciting time to be here. It will happen again, another 100 years. Mayor, we may not be here, for the next one, so I guess we better enjoy this one.
Doesn't he have about 20 years?
Yeah, about 20.
And you have how many years?
I'm in my 11th year, and that's kind of a blip in time, in a cities. But what you want to feel like that, things have happened, and boy, they have happened during that time. So I think it's a fun time to be here. And you were asking what was significant about this year. To me, a project that actually the mayor championed for a long time was the Farmers Market project. And it wasn't one I was really that involved in, but as it started coming out of the ground, I started getting more excited about it. And then a few weeks ago, my wife and I went down there, and I was amazed. What I was seeing was a rebirth. People were coming back downtown, or
yes.
I guess we're going to start calling it uptown, but
yes.
Whichever, people were coming back to the core, to the central part of the city, and there were some amazing products there. Our staff, Rita, has done a great job of finding vendors, Texas vendors, homemade breads, cheeses, homemade soaps. I think I bought a little bit of everything time we left. The homemade tamales, the fruits and vegetables. It was great, and people were having fun down there. They were getting a cup of coffee and browsing, and so you know what? I think what a significant project on our 100th anniversary to happen.
Well, that corner is now alive and well, and we have one more weekend for them, and then they're going to have a sabbatical until February
Right.
of 2010. But it's still going to be a very, very important happening. And what do you think about the little water tower that's there?
Well, that water tower, that is a question of taste. I think the water tower is dramatic. I love it. I love it.
Mayor, what do you think about the water tower?
Well, Tom, Ruthie, I don't want to get in a debate with the city manager. We have different
Oh, that's
opinions
so
on the water
fun. That
tower,
is so fun.
but that's okay. It's there. We're not going to move it. I can tell you it costs more to move it than it did to purchase it. But it's a symbol, and it reminds me. And when I was young, I've been here over half of a century in Greenville. I've been
Yes.
here over 60 years myself, and I remember when a water tower just like that stood right across the
Near
street
there.
from the fire station,
Yeah.
the old Grand Prairie water with the siren on it that alerted all the volunteer firemen when there was a big fire. So if you've been here a long time, and it's something, it's something, it's a conversation piece.
Yes, it is.
But so I'm fine with it. I'm proud of the market. I'm excited. I'm excited about a new project being built right behind the market, and that's the new county facility that's about to be under construction where the old Army-Navy store was.
Now that's getting into 2010, isn't it?
I know, but that's going to really bring a lot more people downtown. Over 200 people will be working there every day, so that's going to be a big boost to downtown, and that's what we're trying to do with the uptown and the farmers market and the new streets, getting the merchants excited and getting them involved. with is going to make downtown. It'll never be like it was when you and I were growing up, but that's okay. It's going to be the new uptown, and I think you're going to get a lot of energy there, and I'm excited.
You're
about
not a
that.
bit sad about the old Safeway building, which is now the Army-Navy store, and all of that disappearing, and
Well,
having something new and beautiful there
You know,
with people in it?
I mean, I like that. I remember when the new Safeway was built.
Yeah.
You know, remember like yesterday, and Doc Carter was the
Yes.
was the manager, and it
Yeah.
was you know, that's where everybody did their shopping. But it served its time, and to see a new county facility built there and bringing everything, all the courts right together, right, with the city court, the county court, the JP, the constables, everybody, and will be right there together. The license plates, they won't be scattered all over town. So that's going to be good for the citizens, and it's going to bring all those people downtown every day that'll to give a lot of energy.
Are you going to have an opportunity to improve your campus by maybe moving it a little bit to the east there and getting all those beautiful trees across the street at the old school site? That do you think that will ever come about in 2010?
I think so. In fact, I think Tom has been negotiating with Dr. Simpson, and I think the school board's looked at it, about ready to maybe made us an offer to buy the old school administration building, which will square off
Your campus.
our city, our campus, and I think that's a building that certainly we want to preserve its history. It's a historical building now, I think.
If we could have just finalized that by December the 31st, or at least February the 20th, 2010, that would fall in our birthday, and we could take credit for that, for doing something like that. So you're going to have to build a fire under some of these things and get that all into our little. What do you think about that, City Manager, sir?
Well, you know, we'll just try to make that happen. Dr. Simpson and I have been working on that, and I maybe we can have that back in January to the council.
Well, he mentioned the 8th Street overpass.
Yes.
Would there ever be a way we could get an overpass to the west over 161 instead of going underneath down into the pits of the earth?
Ruthie, Tom might have a comment on that, and that makes so much sense. It's probably the right thing to do. It's the
But it'll
fastest,
never
most
happen.
economical. Probably never happen because
Yeah.
of the history of 161. When,
Yeah.
bless his soul, Judge Barefoot Sanders made some pretty strong mandates on 161, how
Yeah.
it must be built. And if my understanding, we vary from that, then we've got to go back to new environmental studies and new public hearings and all that. And I don't know. We're meeting with TxDOT and NTTA tomorrow. Tom and I are, and we're certainly going to talk about that. But I'd be surprised
If anything like
we're
that
able
would
to
happen.
do that. I wish it could. I think the overpass at 8th Street, 1382, is beautiful. I mean,
Yes, it is.
It's an addition to downtown, and to have it a twin on the west end makes a lot of sense. But sometimes government doesn't always do
What's proper?
what's the right thing to do. I think that they try to do what the right thing to do, but sometimes we stray a little bit. So we'll see how that happens. 161 is as great a project it is. It's been very challenging for the city since the service roads were built and they don't connect. That's very, very frustrating for the citizens of Grand Prairie. It's very frustrating for myself, the council, for the city manager's office, and we're working hard to try to speed that process up.
I'd like a comment from the City Manager.
Well, the mayor summed it up. I think it's one of the biggest focus issues we've got right now, and we're fortunate to have 161. That problem has to be solved
Soon.
So, but I think we're pushing every button right now we can push to get it done.
All right. That's one of your goals for 2010, but let's get back to some of the real wonderful happenings on the anniversary. You're good at that.
Well, I think something the council voted for that got built and opened in '09 that's really significant was the first of 2 health clinics
Great.
that the city has funded. The first one working with John Peter Smith Hospital out of Fort Worth to bring a clinic over. It is now opened in that office building next to the old hospital off of Great Southwest. and that is available to people. That is now opened and operating. I think that's huge.
Oh, it is huge.
We desperately needed that, and we did a partnership with the hospital district. Council put money into that, and it is now open. The second one will be a one on the Dallas County side, working with the Parkland Hospital folks. It's going to be a large project of about 30,000 square feet. We have finally worked, '09, we got the deal worked out. And that is going to be at the site of the old police station, or existing police station now.
Yes.
On, my mind's blank on the street there, help me.
Conover.
Conover. The old building will be torn down, and a new, Mayor, in it like 30-something thousand square foot clinic. These are significant issues for the city that have happened in '09.
They really are, for some of the people that really are desperate, and they really have called me and they want us to buy a hospital. I said, we can't afford a hospital unless you want your taxes raised out of sight. And you know what the mayor would do if we raised a tax? We would have to bury him at the new cemetery in Grand Prairie, Texas, because he is adverse to everything that relates to more taxes. Right, Mayor?
Well, that's right. And I mean, yeah, I think we have to manage the city like we do our households, and that's managed with the money that we have coming in every year. And
We didn't
do a
give
good job of that.
We didn't give you enough credit on the air hogs situation. You've talked about everything else that was in that bond package that was passed, but if it had been up to the city manager and I, we might not have gotten air hogs, but you were the most persistent adversary for us, because you thought that that was going to be wonderful, and it has turned out to be one of the greatest things that you championed.
Proud of having a minor league baseball team in Grand Prairie. I mean, with 5 million people within a 20-mile radius of that ballpark, it's the best location. We never built it to compete with the Rangers. I love the Rangers too, but
Yes.
But there's a market for minor league ball, and I think we've proven that, and the attendance continues to get better. It's a great landmark for the city. I'm just proud as I can be of the Quick Trip Park, the Air Hogs. We've got a great manager that's very colorful, and they're very entertaining. And you know, where else can you take a family for 15 or 20 bucks and enjoy a ball game? And got a beautiful park there for the children that don't like baseball. They like baseball, but after the first pitch they get impatient. So we've got a place for them. It's a great facility, and we're very
Happy about
proud
it.
of it. So
Mr. Hart, I know that there was one thing that happened at the Air Hogs place, Quick Trip Park, and that was that we had a wrestling match. We've had some of the most unusual things. Were you surprised at the many venues that has brought into that place when we thought it was going to be strictly just for baseball?
Well, they had given us an indication. The operators that we chose to operate. You know, we own the stadium,
Yes.
and we've chosen an operator for it. And they're doing great. My goodness gracious, boxing, Willie Nelson.
Yes.
And they said, hang on, there's all kind of stuff coming in the future. So, and you see thousands of people there. The boxing had over 6,000 people. And I think that's what I think one of the things the mayor and I have really been interested in is doing events, doing facilities that bring people to Grand Prairie and fuel our economy. In fact, let me just quickly put a thank you and a congratulations to our Parks and Recreation staff, if I can, for 2 things in '09. I think the significant thing was we are the national award winner this year for parks.
In our population category, it's outstanding.
Council set that as a goal, and what a quality of life. I've got a 3-year-old granddaughter that I'm now kind of back in our parks with, taking her to, and I'm seeing the people use our facilities and the quality of life. It's great. Bringing people to town. Other night during Prairie Lights Record, there were, they told me, over 6,000 people last Saturday night came to Grand Prairie to go through Prairie Lights. Over 6,000 people in one evening came to Grand Prairie. And you know, a lot of those people stop and spend money at our businesses, and that helps our economy. So, but it also puts Grand Prairie on the map as quality of life, fun activities. We are becoming. I mean, it was clear. One of the things that came out, and also in '09, was some survey work we had on working on that logo and stuff, was that Grand Prairie is starting to become the entertainment hub for the Metroplex, us along with Arlington, us side by side with them.
Yeah.
If you think about all of the venues and activities, people are coming to Grand Prairie to recreate and be entertained. Our lake brings hundreds of thousands of people a year. Our parks are bringing people in, Nokia, the racetrack, the ballpark. I mean, it goes on. And then you add Arlington with us, our neighbor to the west. We are the entertainment hub now.
Mayor, one thing that you had really a huge part in, and y'all worked as a team on this as far as I could tell. I wanted that garden on the north side of the Ruthie Jackson Center so badly, and we didn't have the money to do that. And you, Mayor, hustled money, and the city manager really did a good selling job to all of the council except 2 people. And we had adversaries there. But when you have a 7-2 vote on something like that, and it brought the attention to the Ruthie Jackson Center, I want you to know I bow 3 times to the east to both of y'all for making that place so magnificent.
If they haven't seen it this time of the year, it's worth stopping by just to look and see. Yes. It's decorated for the Christmas season. The lighting is beautiful, and I understand already got like 30 weddings booked for next spring and summer there, and it's a great addition to a great facility. Tom and I were talking earlier this week. I don't know what we would have done as a city this size now if we had not had the foresight to build the Ruthie Jackson Center. It's been it's used every day, almost every day, every night. There's a crowd there. It's been, and so we needed that. We've used it. We're proud of it, and we continue to improve on it.
I'm proud of you for hustling the money from the Sports Authority, of which you are the president, and you're a magnificent leader in that. But there are many people that might have thought that was not the wisest way to spend money, but to us, for the city of Grand Prairie and its image, it really added to that venue. And thank you, Mr. Hart, for supporting it so very strongly. All right.
Let me tell you, it's the 100th anniversary of the city.
Yes.
And my hat's off, and I bow 3 times these to you for the great job you do on preserving the history of this great city, and you have for such a long time. And I know you don't get many attaboys, but you should. And it was you. I'm so proud of what you've done to preserve our history and continue to do, and it'll all be there for the next generation to see after we're been gone. But people will appreciate you for a long time in the future, and thank you so much.
I appreciate it very much. And if it hadn't been for Janice, there would have been my funeral this last week, because I've been out in the cold, and your wife was just the most magnificent person several times. She takes care of people with a heart. And I don't mean Mr. Hart. She takes care of, because she has a heart for kids and people, and wonderful. And we have about 2 minutes left. Who wants 2 minutes, or who wants a minute and a minute? And say thank you to everybody in Grand Prairie, Texas, for helping us get through this year.
And that's my hat's off to the people, to the voters of Grand Prairie, who have given us sales tax to build the new active adult center, the new police station, the ballpark, the new ballpark, and re-invoked a half-cent sales tax on themselves to keep Grand Prairie streets first class.
That's magnificent.
It seems like every time we go to the voters and we have a need, they say yes. And it's so easy to be mayor in Grand Prairie. I might not ever leave, I mean, they keep making it.
That's good. That's a good.
But, it is great. And so to everybody that's watching, and to those that aren't, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And we're going to, we've made some progress. We're not where we want to be. We're going to keep working hard, and Tom and his staff, he's got a great staff. We were talking just this week, Janice and I, about, if you look back 11 years since Tom's been here, there's been virtually, in the key staff members, there's been virtually no turnover in this city. I don't
That's
know
wonderful.
anything that speaks any better for a city than that people that are here enjoy working here. They have a good time. They do a great job. That's one thing that's made this city so great, the voters and the staff. So
You heard all that bragging,
Hear,
but
hear.
you get the
Echo.
last word.
No, he
You
said
get
it will.
you get the
Happy
last
holidays, and congratulations to your great award this year in '09 also.
All
word.
right.
Yes, and you're supposed to thank everyone for listening to you and the mayor as a team. Y'all have been marvelous.
Well, let me tell you that I will close and say that we are a team.
Yes, you are.
And the other team we have is what he talked about, our council and our staff. They're working for one common goal. And you see them working together, not against each other. So thank everybody. Happy holidays.
And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you that history is as we live and do, documenting it as correctly as possible. And thank you for watching our show, and God bless America and Grand Prairie.